Alright, so this is set up to record. I got my dig attack here. I just learned some cool chords today, so I just wanted to come on live. I'm gonna try to interpret the chords that I learned. But the funny thing about this song, it was in the key of, well, I mean, it travels a lot, but it's in the key of B flat. But the frequency, it was like somewhere around like 450 hertz. And like, so I had to tune my keyboard up. I think this is okay. I don't know why my camera was shaking. Maybe it's something got caught. Let's see. But like, the song goes something like this, and it's by that Devin Morrison guy that I was mentioning like before. It was like, ah. Yo, it's something like that. But like that was like, I I was listening to it. It goes something. I gotta play that again. Ah, it's like, something like that, something like that. It's literally something along those lines. But yeah, Devin Morrison, like the part about that chord progression that has me fixated is when he does this movement. So like, let me see. I have to actually start from the beginning because it's like, I love that. Like, I mean, another way of doing that, usually I do, well, actually, that's not the same thing. Yo, this is crazy. Like, he's doing like, the song is called Lake Varnell. Check it out. It really transports you. Yeah, here's where it captivates me. Uh, I'm cheating there, honestly. like I'm cheating. Like I'm trying to like figure that out. But like now, in terms of taking something like that and somehow making it palatable for like the general population, it's hard because especially like that. Let me actually turn this back on. It's like when he does that, like I'm gonna actually just keep going with that. I'm gonna go to a different key with that. Like he's just, that's like a bunch of 5 chords. Yo, he's literally, but it makes sense why he did that because you're in the key of B flat. So he's doing something like, and then he's bringing you back to the 2. And this part I just cannot explain. No, actually, he doesn't even end there. He ends here. Like some of the slickest players like end on like a augmented something on the 1. Anyways, I'm here trying to find some inspiration to incorporate into the dig attack. I currently have my DAW hooked up, and maybe I'll start with the dig attack, and maybe I'll restart the live specifically for the dig attack. I just wanted to share those cool chords that I encountered earlier today. I might keep this going, honestly. So I normally, when approaching these boxes, I like to do hip hop. Like I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really. I mean, what? We could do a quick 4 on the floor, like. And I'm not saying it's that easy, but like you could do some quick, like a quick. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do a quick. And one technique I've seen online is the delay. I'm just doing this as an exercise. Just doing this as an exercise. I'm gonna actually craft this out. Like, let's see. I'm just gonna use the stock sounds actually. You know, I'm I'm gonna also take these hi-hats and I'm gonna throw a comb filter on it. Kind of different, like all right, let's see where this goes just with this. Let's add some chorus. Something like that. So, I mean, you can go so many different places with that. Like something like you could really get really intense with the sound design on this thing. I just haven't been spending as much time with the Digitech as much as the Digitone. But let's see, if I take let's take a sound like this, right? Let's see what happens if I just, I don't know, just fill this up. Oh, it's muted. And it's probably gonna be out of tune, but I'm just gonna, let's see, I'm just gonna, you know, decrease the decay. And then I'm just gonna add an LFO to tune. I like doing this on the Syntac because, because obviously like the Syntac kind of, in my opinion, deals with like more, okay, so just to explain what I'm doing, I'm actually going into each step and assigning random BPM to the LFO that I assigned to this synth. I'm basically, I've assigned the LFO to tune, so I'm just making this as random as possible. Just, you know, I'm not really trying to, I don't really have an outcome in mind. I'm just trying to see where this goes. That's kind of like why I like this gear, because like you could just do some like random stuff and just like, oh, that's cool. I never would have done that. So what? Like I would have never came up with this. This is not my, like, this is like, I don't really like this clap. So I'm gonna sound design, I'm gonna take away the delay. I like my drums to honestly be clean. I'm gonna reverse it. It seems to have an interesting snap there. I'm gonna also see what happens if I just throw this reverse clap through a comb filter. The comb filter just like opens up sound design like capabilities. I mean, that's a clap reversed with the comb filter. So now let's see. I'm gonna make sure that that synth thing isn't not just like, it's not just hitting in the middle. I want it to kind of be around the stereo field so it's not overcrowding the headspace in the middle where the kick lives. So I'm just gonna apply a LFO to the pan. I might even do a random wave, 1 BPM. I still kind of want it to, I don't want it to be too all over the place, but at the same time, like you hear that, like it's a very RO experience. Maybe add some reverb to that to give you the perception that you're like in a synth hall space or something like that. Like, so with its dancing around in the stereo field and with the reverb, it just adds this like perception of space, I guess. I think I could take this to the next level. Maybe hey, I get too crazy with these comb filters. Maybe I'll apply comb filter to that and see what happens there. And it's probably gonna create a lot of chaos. So I'm gonna be very careful because I don't wanna hurt your ears. Yo, this is crazy. I'm gonna clean up that kick. I'm gonna clean this up too. I'm gonna use that second filter, take away some of that low end so it's not like, you know, kind of counteracting the low end of the kick. So it's a lot cleaner. Oh my goodness. Let me go back to that kick. So currently I have a, what is this? I think it's a high pass. Just want to get the right sweet spot so this kick is, you know, kicking. So I'm messing with the filter a little bit. I'm tempted to put like a comb filter on the kick, but let me not do that because that's just reckless. See, I kind of like that, like a very choppy kick, so that gives a lot more space for this synthamajig. Now, oh my goodness. Yo, this is crazy. All right, so I'm already using 2 LFOs here. Maybe I could use a 3rd LFO somewhere else on this synth to make it stand out more, like it's not already standing out. So I'm just gonna, it's already really not predictable. This is kind of crazy. My bad. I noticed I'm peaking like maybe a LFO on the frequency of the comb filter. Why not? Like, you know, let's see what happens. I don't really care. Like, and you know, let's just make it random. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. Wow, that's quite the experience. All right, let's see what the rest of the track sounds like. Let's see some. That's kind of interesting. It's not necessarily like my type of track, but I mean, this thing opens up. I mean, and that's just with like stock kits. That's not like there's nothing special there. Like that's stock. I'm not using anything outside of this what comes in this box. So with stock you can do some damage. Like it's pretty crazy. Now personally, I wouldn't go that direction with the track. I'm more like definitely like more hip hop, right? So I'm if I wanted to like start with a loop, I might just go to one of their actually I have some loops in here. Like the stock loops are actually really good. I have to re-emphasize that. Like it's really good actually. Let me. So, I mean, I know it doesn't sound like much, but hear me out. Like you just take a regular loop and just change the machine to a grid mode. Literally, like just let me not say the word literally because that term is overused and that might trigger somebody's ADHD. I mean OCD. I just apply grid mode to just a random drum loop. You know, let's just assign random parameter locks, I guess. You know, I'm not gonna do a straightforward groove like where I'm doing. You'll just kind of see what you're gonna hear it because I'm just gonna kind of randomly plug in some triggers and see what happens. I'm not really thinking much. Okay, that didn't come out. Oh no, yeah, that didn't come out too good. Oh, that's the thing about this box. You can unlock like some cool grooves that you wouldn't have unlocked. So I mean, like you could do some like could like do some like jazz on this, like low key, like pockets that you wouldn't have ever achieved on another box just because of the stochastic nature of the grid mode and how you can kind of configure it. So what's also cool is you don't have to just use grid mode with one loop. Like you can parameter lock different loops. So I like that. I like that loop. But what if I parameter lock steps where the grid mode is accessing other loops, where it's almost now I can't guarantee this is gonna make any sense or if it's gonna like sound good, but it's just for just out of experimentation. Oh goodness, I lost my place. So I mean, I know that sounds like, what are you gonna do with that? But like, if somebody wanted to like make a house type of thing, like you could probably make a house track from like just a random. Man, like that's just an example. I'm not gonna go that direction though. But that's cool. Now, how I like to use it normally is I'll take, I'll play in some chords. Let me actually demonstrate that. So I'm gonna shut up right quick and I'm gonna record some actual chords. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna go on mute. All right, let's see how that comes out. Now, I mean, those are nice chords. There's just no resolution there. But let's see what I could do with that. There's no resolution, so there's no like one like chord that I can kind of use as home. So I'm just gonna have to get creative, maybe reverse this. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna call this Omnisphere, Omnisp. I don't know. We're gonna assign that to track 1. Oh, there it is. Oh, I've already messed with this a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go straight to grid mode. Actually, before I go to grid mode, let's see what I got just with the regular one shot. That's pretty nice. You know what? I need to go back and record a loop that's much longer than whatever that was because honestly, I mean, those are nice chords. I could obviously chop them and sequence them, but let me give myself a little bit more leeway and opportunity to have, just a wider range of chords to kind of utilize. So I'll still use that same similar area of chords. I might stay in E flat minor. So I'm gonna go on mute and then I'm gonna record this. those are just random chords. I have no idea what I was trying to get out of that. It was literally a rant. But take piano lessons. I'm trying to get piano lessons again. I've kind of trained myself to sort of be able to just randomly just hit random notes and hope for the best. But like I generally know what key I'm in, what chords should work. Sometimes I make a mistake. It's okay. I'm just trying to make a loop. Piano samples are awesome to make loops with. I'm currently saving it now. Saving. All right, I'm gonna assign that to track 1. We're gonna see what we have now. My project is loading because it's full of loops right now. I pitched it up because I think that's the direction I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to grid mode. I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm gonna chop this into 12 slices. Let's see how this sounds in grid mode. So I'm not even gonna try to find like something that works. I'm gonna go straight to the drum loop. I'm not like, I kind of work a little bit backwards, right? So I'm gonna pick a drum loop. I'll just take this drum loop that I just randomly landed on, not the one that we started before. Not that there was anything wrong with the other one, it's just, I'm gonna take that, then I'm gonna pitch it down a bit because I've probably used it before, so if I pitch it down, pitch it up, then technically I've used the same sample or the same loop, but I mean, you could get away with using the same loop if you just like tune it down or tune it up. Yo, what's good, Aries? Yo, you're funny, bro. Goodness gracious, I don't know what happened there. Let me. Hold on, what's going on with this? Why is it? You know what? Oh, it's because I'm in 120. Like, why would I be in tempo 120? That's not like, I like to slow things down or speed things up, but 120, try to stay far away from 120. Let's see if I add some. Yo, that's one thing. Like, if we could nudge the start and the end of the samples, I totally understand why people want manual chopping on this. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I want to change that loop. I like where that's going. This loop is kind of just annoying me. And again, I just randomly grabbed like one of those stock loops So low effort. I'm just gonna apply some envelope to this. This is low effort. We're just gonna add, all right. Hey, so y'all saw this, like, I did not sample this from anywhere. This came from this stream. Like, so nobody can say I owe money. So I had a B part, so I'm just gonna go ahead, copy and paste this pattern into that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead. Okay, 2, 3, wait. Let's see. If I make a mistake. It's 2 tracks, honestly, like, man. Let's see, what else? Maybe, like, let's put a bass on here. So here's the thing, because I pitched it down, it looks like I pitched down the key to, well, exactly -4. So that's not too bad. It's a discrete number, or not a discrete. It's just not in the decimals, because if it was in the decimals, then I would have to do some math to convert it to match the tuning. Well, actually, here's the kicker out of this. I just realized I recorded this loop oh my goodness. Hold on. Here, oh, yeah, I almost messed myself up. So I recorded this loop in 450 hertz. So that means in order for whatever I play next, I need to ensure that it's in 450 hertz. And that, I think that equates to something cents. I think that would be like plus 40 cents, something like that. So if you wanted to like fine tune it, because there's different ways you could tune things. Like you could use pitch, which this uses. You can also use master tune, which is in hertz, and then you can convert to cents, and you'd have to convert. I think for each hertz is plus or minus 4 cents. Unnecessary detail, but just know I have to tune up to 450. And I have to keep that in mind. Like if I like not tuned this to like say an easy, number such as 4 versus like 4.53, then I would have had to keep that in mind, and like if I wanted, like I would have had to do some calculation to get the tuning exactly right. But luckily, I didn't do that. So now I'm just gonna find like something that works with this. Oh, here's another kicker though. Because this is -4, I'm still gonna have to transpose because I originally played whatever chord progression in E minor, E flat minor. So I think this is gonna be in C because I pitched this down like -4 semitones. That's it. I don't really want to do. I'm just gonna play around with the sound just to see if that, just to check that I'm in key. It seems like I'm in. It seems like I went to. So I went down 5 semitones. Well, I went down -4. So I was actually in B. I'm in B minor now, aka D major. Yeah, that stuff gets pretty intense. I'm looking for a bass line. Like, let's see if I could find. Let me turn this down a little bit. Like, let me turn down this so it's not overpowering your ears. Yo, I just want to point out the fact that I'm using Omnisphere. My favorite, yeah, Omnisphere is my favorite VST synth because it's vast. Like every time I open it, I find a new preset that's pretty cool. And I never go back to the same presets unless they're like, you know, generic ones like keyboards or like Rhodes. So, ooh, this is. Yo, Omnisphere, man, like you could do so much. Yo, I'm I'm gonna be annoying. I kind of like that. I kind of like. I'm just gonna turn it down. It's not gonna be too prominent. Like it can't be too much. So I'm gonna go on mute and I'm gonna record myself playing that. Yo, I'm just gonna explain my rationale for that sound. I'm not even gonna, it's not gonna be prominent. It's gonna be off in the background. So it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be all up front. It's not meant to be a distracting sound. So I know it sounds loud, but it's gonna be way in the background. It's just like that melody that's kind of driving the portrait. You know what I'm saying? So let's go and record that. I'm gonna go on mute again. So I got, let's see, whatever. There's a little delay in the start. I'm not gonna play that loud because like something with the sample playback, I guess it plays a normalized version of whatever I recorded in there. Yo, I apologize for my the gulping. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm working with this mic, so I got to work on mixing and stuff like that. But whatever. But yeah, man, like I honestly need a bottle of water, I guess, for lives. Because this is kind of tough, like talking throughout the process while I'm thinking. Okay, so that's kind of loud. Let me turn that down so it's not. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna. All right, cool. So that's like. So now I'm trying to find an actual bass line. We're gonna go with that because I'm not gonna. So I'm gonna go on mute and record this because just the nature of my setup. I'll explain my setup later, but like, yo, we're gonna. I think I got it. So we're gonna go with it. That's the bass. I literally saved it as BSSSSS because like I So I'd be like, honestly, my sample management needs to improve. I'm just gonna be honest. Uh, I'll go on my drive of recorded samples, and it's just randomly named samples. But it's nice because at the same time, I don't know what I'm about to hit. So sometimes I might record something that could be used later and be resampled into a hit. So, hey, I don't really regret my chaotic process, but one day it's gonna bite me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta figure that out. I wish like you could connect a keyboard to your Electron boxes so you could type the name, because I don't know, just sometimes I just don't have the mental capacity to just like, even though it's pretty fast, like to search the letters and type out the name, or not type it out, but select the letters. I don't know, man. I'm just like, I gotta go. I just gotta keep going. I gotta keep the flow going. Yo, automatically, I love taking a sample in here and just running it through the bit rate reduction. Like, do you hear how the bite on this bass now? Let's go back to the A part, because if you recall, there was an A part, which I didn't add like that synth to, which I probably won't. But I'll definitely add some form of bass line to this part. Maybe just 2 notes. It's gonna be very simple. It's just gonna be 2 notes. We're not gonna overthink that. We're just gonna. Ugh. I hate that sound. Whatever they put here at 10, I hate this sound. I don't know what it is, but yo, that drives me nuts whenever I hit it. But anyways, I'm just gonna. Yo, is there a way you can like set up like the default samples? I would just have my own drum kits in here, because sometimes some of these sounds, I'd be like, dang, bro, this is such a hard machine. It's so fire. But like, bro, why? Why? All right, let's get to work. Let me mute myself so I record. One thing I want to point out about this process is I'm recording imperfection into the track, because I just feel like I want to maintain some of that human feel, right? Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. It needs that human factor. So I take the mistakes sometimes if it might not necessarily line up. I don't care. I'm not a type A personality. I'm like the opposite of that. Like chill. I'll leave that for the mix engineer, the mixing or the mastering engineer. I mean, if you're type A, you'll never release anything. Like, you just gotta just go. Like, just take the mistakes. Those mistakes kind of make your unique sound. Like, let's see if I could freestyle to myself in the new key. So I sample myself, but I'm not gonna use a piano. I'm gonna use a Rhodes, which is a piano. It's just an electric piano, but you know what I mean. And what's crazy about this is I recorded this in E flat minor, but now because I pitched it down 4 semitones, it's in B minor. So I have to freestyle something I originally made in E minor, E flat minor, and freestyle it in B minor. Let's see how this turns out. Nah, that's too much. It's just fun to do though. It's like a challenge, right? So I'm gonna go somewhere else with that. Maybe some chill chords. Keep it simple. It's not really about showing off or doing like a bunch of flashy stuff. I save that for in the moment just to get ideas from. But when I'm recording something in the track, the simplest thing is the best thing sometimes. Like, keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about doing something like that. Like, I might just freestyle it, honestly. Yeah, something like that. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep it simple. And I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself. By the way, I love how you can record yourself on this with the record start mode versus the threshold. I'm guessing that was in the previous Dig Attack. I wish it was in the Octatrack, but it triggers the sample recording based off of when the sequence starts. Why I like that is sometimes I'm not playing directly on the one. Sometimes I'm playing a little after, so I'm able to maintain that human feel, but ensuring it lines up perfectly with how I intended it to line up with the track, still maintaining that human feel. So let's do this. Y'all know I messed up there. I honestly messed up. Heck, I started recording myself, but I got like, I got one perfect segment of that, so I don't need to re-record that. I could just trim it down. Oh shoot, wait. How do I trim it down? How do I actually like? All right, I'm just gonna save it. Whatever. I'm just gonna call this. This is a CP70, by the way. If you have Keyscape, one of my favorite presets is the CP70 piano. You get this like 70s, late 70s, early 80s type of piano. It's very, very like, you get this very dreary type of sound. It just sounds very nostalgic, you know what I'm saying? And that's where the emotion is, like nostalgia. I mean, nostalgic chords, nostalgic sounds, detuning the sounds so it's not perfectly in full 40 hertz. You can really get into like some interesting spaces sonically, and it's just great. So let's see how this sounds. I'm gonna turn this down because like I feel like it's gonna be mad loud. Ooh, one thing I want you to hear. You hear how that sample is doing it's like doing like a ghost note. So that has like a pickup note that's being like, it's almost as if the sample of me playing is communicating with this CP70 sample. I don't know if you hear that. It's like, it's like. Obviously, you know, I messed up there, but I might just leave it. I don't really care. Maybe that needs to be a little louder because there's nothing else there, and I don't know if I need. I might just reuse what I have. I don't even like that sound, honestly. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to the CP70. Just reuse what I got. Like it works. I think we good. This is fine, but I'm gonna have this actually repeat on a couple bars in. Did I just oh my gosh. I almost messed up. Like I think I copied and pasted the entire. Yo, let me save this before. Yo, you ever just been working on a project and hit reload? The whole thing gone. Like I had some like fire like a few times. You hit reload, your night is over. You're going to sleep. It's night night. It's like, what? Like, you just spent whatever amount of time doing nothing. Like, I kind of, but I kind of like it because it's like, all right, I got to stay on my, I got to be on point. Like, you can't be like, honestly, you can't be no intoxicated, like, working with this stuff. You got to be like, I get me a cup of coffee and I'm good. I'm just focused on this. Okay, so that last one is trailing a little bit. That last part is trailing, so I have to make sure this second one does not go past, I want to say, 31 steps. I'm going to have it cut off just right before, and then I'm just going to have this loop these. All right, this is now, we're getting into, I'm almost done with this. Now it's about getting creative, because I'm not creating any more sections with this. What I'm gonna do is, I think I copied and pasted one of the patterns I got going on. I think it's the A part. I'm gonna filter, do a high pass. Let's see. So if I'm performing this, this might be like the intro. As soon as I heard that synth, I was like, yo, it's a little too loud. I mean, I want it there, but I need it like... Yeah, so that's a variation. I'm gonna go back to the B part. I'm gonna copy that pattern. Let's see what I can get out of this. So. This is almost, there's a note in there that like, I don't like that. I mean, there's so much potential in this. Let's see what happens when let's see. Okay, one minor detail. Listening to this, these drums, because I'm relying on a loop, and I'm losing area. I'm losing dynamics. So I think I'm gonna have certain steps panned a little bit to left and right. Let's see. We're gonna actually just we're gonna throw pan, and this is gonna break my standard, rule of hand, like not putting pan on kicks, because kick is included in this loop. But I'm gonna make an exception today because I need some movement. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing almost all throughout. I'm just gonna apply an LFO on pan. Because look, I cheated today using a loop. So, I unfortunately limited myself in terms of how much I could include dynamics into the drums. I'm gonna also make this. Also, I think I'm gonna add some reverb to the snare hit. So let's see how that sounds. See how that sounds here. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do that, right? I'm gonna include reverb on the snare, the hit with the snare, some reverb, nothing too crazy, nothing too outrageous, but same thing with the next pattern. I'm just gonna ensure that both of these, and you can actually parameter lock these effects in multiple triggers. So I'm just gonna add an arbitrary amount of reverb. Maybe more reverb. Yeah, maybe more reverb. We're gonna get a little reckless here. All right, so yeah, so now my thing is lagging. Yo, this is amazing. I think I'm about to end it with this, but yo, thank you for hanging out with me and listening to this track. Clearly, I'm having issues with my sound because I'm hearing myself talk. So I'm gonna end it here. But again, thank you for checking this out, and